Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Daily Fuel. Welcome to the replay. Go to bed. That's my dog. My name is Bobby. I am the host of this group, The Spiritual Artist, and you're probably in the replay. And I'm looking to see if Mikey's the first comment today. We have a thing going now, so we'll see. So, yeah, he is. Do I have wine? I don't have wine. I have to drive. I have to go pick up my daughter later. She's working tonight. She doesn't usually work on Friday night. So I have to drive and go pick her up. So no wine for me until later. And Marsha's here. TGI Friday, Bobby. Hello, Marsha. How are you? Mikey's keeping his thing going. And Ray is here. Diet Cherry Coke. Cool. So I'll come back to you guys in a minute. If you're watching in the replay, hello, replay people. Let me know that you're here, right? A hashtag of some kind. Hector did one, re-up. That was cool. So yeah, just let me know that you're in the replay. Definitely comment. If you comment in the replay, do me a favor and tag me. This way I notice the comments, because I like to come back and at least like them, or write something back to you. So if you're joining me live, you guys can start commenting. You know that. So far it's just the three of you, so let's see who else we get coming in here soon. Darn it to heck, I forgot to do this. All right, let's turn that off. All right, so we can get started now, I think. Another few seconds. I had something to say. I forgot what it was. Man, I've been busy today. I'm just like running around like a nut. Anyway, let's just get started. Let's go. Who's that? This better be good. I cut the music off to listen. Oh, no, this is gonna stink. That's James. How are you still in this group? I thought that I've booted you at least a half a dozen times by now. No. And let's see. Hector's here. Hello, Jim. Do me a favor, buddy. You gotta hit the eCam link so I can see you. This is what I see, dude. I see this. I see text. No picture, no name. See, when somebody else says something, I see that. I see their picture. I see their name. This is how things work. You got to help me out, buddy. Let's go. All right, Hector's here and Rupert's here. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Rupert just joined the group today, so everybody can say hello to him. And Robin's here. Okay, now we're going to start. Let me get rid of this. Okay, now we're going to start. Let's go. All right. Am I an artist? The answer is yes. All right, we're done. Have a nice day. I'll see you tomorrow. No, I got stuff to say about this. Am I an artist, right? We all get this self-doubt. We all get this feeling sometimes that, am I really good enough? Am I as good as that guy? Am I good enough to call myself this or that, right? And, I don't think it matters how long you've been doing something or how good you are at it. There's always going to be some level of that imposter syndrome, that part of you that just doubts whether you're good enough, or you're even if you are at the top of your field. You're still going to suffer from it, in the sense that maybe you're not as good as you were last year, and maybe now nobody likes me anymore because I just can't bring it the way that I used to bring it. There's always going to be this. But for a lot of us here, I know that we're starting in art, or it's not your full-time career, but you're trying to make it a bigger part of your life, and you can look at other artists and just sort of get a little intimidated, maybe even, to think like, am I an artist? Am I on this level? I have seen some people in this group. I'm not going to point anyone out, and it's not just one person. So if you're thinking, oh, he's talking about me, I'm not. I'm talking about you, maybe, and a dozen other people that I've seen throughout the time in this group, just questioning whether they are an artist. I'm not really an artist, but this. Or I don't know if I'm good enough to be an artist, but here's a thing that I made. Well, the answer is you're an artist. It's just the creation process, that desire to create. That's art. It doesn't matter if the thing you made is as good as the thing that this person made. It doesn't matter. They're two different flows of energy. They're two different expressions of source. Doesn't matter. No one is better than another. But here are, as usual, three things about this. So the first thing we ask sometimes, and we've talked about this one, so I'm going to do it fast, is, am I as good? Right? That's the comparison thing. And we just talked about comparison, I think, a week or two ago. So I did a whole Daily Fuel on comparison. So go look up Daily Fuel comparison and find that one if this is you. Am I as good as that person? Right? We compare ourselves to other people, especially in other art groups, or if you go to museums or anything and you're looking at the masters and you're just like, oh my God, why do I even get out of bed in the morning? I'll never be on this level, you know? Here's the thing. Somebody is always going to be better than you. Always. It doesn't matter, right? I can write a song and just think like, wow, this is the greatest song I've ever written in my life. And then go on Apple Music and listen to a song from a band that I love. Their new album just came out, and just be like, oh my God, I wish I wrote that song. You know, like, that song is amazing. And I guarantee that guy listens to somebody else's music and goes, wow, I wish I wrote that song. We all do it. There's always somebody that's going to be better than you because it's objective. You might have a bad day where you're just not feeling your own thing, but you look at somebody else's stuff and you just wish you were more like that. Or somebody just might have did I say objective? I meant subjective. I'm sorry. It's subjective. Somebody else might look at your work and this person's work and they like yours better, or they like that person's better. It doesn't matter. None of it is real. It's all opinions. And when we compare ourselves to other people, I said I was going to go over comparison quickly, but I'm not. When we compare ourselves to other people, all we're doing is putting ourselves down because we're looking at something else that we think is better than ours. But instead, I would say compare yourself to, if you see people that you think are better, compare yourself to them in the sense of, for inspiration, to be like, I want to emulate them. I do this all the time, especially with music. If I find a band that I really like and I might have an idea for a song, I might think, I want it to be something that I think they would create, you know? And I'm not copying them per se, but what I'm doing is I'm sort of using their music that I love as inspiration for this thing that I'm writing. And then I write something in the style of that, or I write something that... And when I say style of that, I seriously don't mean like copying. What I mean is that music makes me feel a certain way. I want to write something that makes me feel that way. That's really what it is. And then I might put something like, I like the inflection that, because I'm the singer, I'm a singer. So I might like the way that this person phrases things. So maybe I practice phrasing things that way in my song. But I also like the way that this guy phrases things. So I practice that. And then before you know it, I've got like a melding of some of my favorite singers. And I have over time created my own singing style based on my favorite things from my heroes. And now I really like my singing, you know. So Aruna said the other day, he has a mentor, and he compares himself to his mentor to have some inspirational thing to strive for. So, all right, that's comparison. I went really deep into that on a different live, so you can look at that. So, number two is when we say to ourselves, well, I'm not really an artist because I wasn't trained, or I didn't go to school for art, or I'm not experienced enough. And I think that these are just justifications or excuses to prove the doubt that we're feeling. You're right. We're looking for a reason to say, well, I have this doubt that I'm not a good enough artist, or I have this doubt that I'm not as good as them or as them. And now we're looking for justifications. I knew it. They went to that school and I didn't. Right? Or they've been doing it for 20 years and I just started 3 weeks ago. Obviously, I'm not an artist and they are. So these are the things that we do. I don't think that any of that's relevant. I think that it's just... I think these are excuses that we create to prove to ourselves that we're right, because if we're right and I can say I'm not an artist, then when I feel like my stuff's not as good as this guy's stuff, well, I'm not an artist and they are, so of course it's not as good. And now I don't have to feel as bad because I think that my stuff's not as good. It's really messes with your head, right? So or maybe you didn't go to school and you're self-taught. Well, a lot of people are like, oh, you didn't go to school for that, but you're self-taught, right? Self-taught is so like self-taught, like it's fake or something like that. But even if you went to school for art and then you graduated and you have this degree, right, to show and hang on your wall that I'm an artist from blah, blah, blah university or something. Well, what does that mean? I went to art school. And I graduated from art school in 1994. And in 1996, I started a web design company. Well, in 1994, when I graduated, I had taken 0 classes on website design because it wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing. It didn't exist. 2 years later, I started a company doing this thing that I learned nothing about in school. So what does that mean? I was self-taught web design, but that doesn't mean that I'm not a real web designer because I've been doing it for 20-something years. So this is what I'm talking about. The self-teaching, it never ends. You have to be teaching yourself new things all the time, whether you went to art school or not. Doesn't matter. So education never ends is my point. And the last one quickly is it's just a hobby, right? Well, that guy's a pro, but for me, it's just a hobby. So, I'm just amateur. I'm not a real artist. Well, again, I think that all of this is irrelevant, and I think that it's just another excuse that we make ourselves feel better because we feel we're not as good. Really what it comes down to for me, it has nothing to do with... I said this on a live recently. I said the talent is the thing that we can't really work on or improve because the talent is what exudes from us. It's what it's what is innate from us. It's what we brought with us, right? When we decided I'm going to go down there and hang out in a meat suit for a few years and I'm going to bring all this with me. Well, we brought it with us and that's it. That's what we packed. We packed this talent and that's what we got, So now it's just a matter of, well, what am I going to do with it? That's what we can improve on. That's the skill. That's the technical knowledge. That's the ingenuity. We can learn from that person and learn from this experience. So the talent is just it's innate, right? And that is the part that makes you the artist. That is it, because you have this desire to make a thing, and then you make it, and you're like, in my head it looked better. Well, okay. Well, put that one in a drawer and make it again. Make another one, and then make another one, and then make another one. If we looked at the first website that I built back in 1996 and compared it to stuff that I'm designing now, it would be a joke. First of all, the ideas were ridiculous. The way we put websites together were just stupid back then. It was just like, oh, well, I guess we could do this. Oh, that makes sense, until it didn't, until we realized, why are we doing this? This is dumb. And then the technology has just changed. The tools to do it have changed. So you can't look at the thing you're doing and say, I am or I'm not an artist based on this thing I created. You say you are or you're not an artist, you are, based on the talent and the desire to create. That's what it is. That's the answer. If you have a desire to create, if you have a talent of any kind, whether it's seemingly as good as that, I do this the whole day today. I don't know where this came from today. Whether it's as good as that guy or not, that's what makes you an artist. If you don't like the thing you made, well, get rid of it. Make another one and just keep making them and make it over and over. Make the same painting 1,000 times until it comes out beautiful, and then show people that one. All right. Let's go to the comments. I hear a lot of clicking. Let's see what we got. Wow, there's Robin with an essay. Let's see. All right. Mikey and Marcia. And if you missed it, it's Friday, but I don't have wine today because I got to go drive. I got to pick up my daughter at work. They frown on drinking and driving where I live, so I don't do it. Diet Cherry Coke. Hector says, hello. Hey, Hector, how you doing? You can't boot Uncle. We just had a major thunderstorm, says Robin. Okay. Welcome, Rupert. Haha. And he says, thank you, Hector. Hello, Bobby and company. Who's that? I don't know who that is. This is so great. Hello, Bobby and company. Who is that? Oh, it's Deb. Hi, Deb. Still not there. Okay, Deb, do me a favor. Just write Deb and then your thing so that I just know that it's you. Would you mind doing that for me? If you haven't clicked the Ecamm thing, I don't know why you're still not showing up. Rupert, let's see. So Rupert's here. Rupert says, I used to know someone who took photos. She said she wasn't a photographer. I joked that she was a not photographer. She was a not photographer? Is that what you meant? I'm not sure. James Gaffney. Oh, look at this. See, was that hard? Was that difficult to do? Thank you. Now you can see my face. That's not your face. What is that? I don't know what that is. Is that your face? I can't. It's this small on my screen. Anyway, Rupert, are you a believer? Am I a believer in what? I believe in lots of things. I believe in me. I believe in you guys. I believe in a lot of things. You are as good as you believe you are. We can be heroes just for one life. Robin says, see, there's a face. You can see her face. Robin says, I'm quite sure I'm an artist. Good. But I often feel like those movie stars who admire other actors so much they're nervous to say so or approach them or yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Here's a funny anecdote. Right yesterday I was talking about my sales training days. And another thing that they taught us, I didn't plan this one, but it fits right in, is the guy. I remember the guy said one day, he said, what does Leonardo DiCaprio and Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, what do they have in common, right? And, they're all actors, yeah. But what they have in common is that they are all afraid that they will never get another acting job again. That the last one they did is the last one they'll get. And it's a fear that no matter what level you're at, you are nervous that that's it for me. That was as good as it's going to get, or that now I'm not going to be able to match this or do it again or improve upon it, or I'm not going to get any better than this. And when you hear that, like, people like Robert De Niro are afraid of that, it sounds ridiculous because he's Robert De Niro. So let's see, Robin disappeared. I might want to send a friend request to someone, but don't because of the respect I have for them. I know what that's like, yeah. So I in general don't. I in general do. But I am glad if someone reaches out to me with their friend request to me. So don't exactly know where I'm going with this, but just felt it might relate to the topic in some way. So yeah, it relates perfectly that you see somebody that you admire, and whether it's on an artist level or not, but it's like you feel like, well, they're better than me. So I'm not going to bother them with a friend request like, oh, please, bestow upon me your Facebook friendship. You only got 5,000 of them, yeah, definitely. I friend them anyway because they're human beings too, and lots of them say yes, some of them say no. Most of them say yes. Mikey, art is uniqueness. Oh, sorry, I forgot to click your face. There we go. Art is uniqueness of expression. There is only one you, and that is a work of art. I like that, Mikey. Very good. There's only one you, and you are a work of art. I like that. We should post that in the group later. Maybe I'll do that if I remember. Robin says, many times when I meet people, they ask if I have sold stuff. And if I haven't been so concerned with that, they act like I'm not really an artist unless my stuff sells. Okay. But I don't agree with that because to me, I am an artist. Full stop. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Being an artist, that's the talent that we brought with us. It's the desire to create. It's the creation, desire and process, and the process of creation. That's what art is. If you put paint on a canvas and then sell it, that's commerce. That's not art. Uncle Jimbo says, yes, I also running late for the last train to Clarksville. You guys are talking about a song, I think. Ray says, I knew the first time I picked up a crayon that I was a artist. The first 4 lines I wrote, I knew I was a writer. The first time I shared energy, I knew I was a healer. It took a long time before others knew these things, and now I am a artist, a poet, writer, a healer, and a reminder to breathe. Oh, thank you. I was talking to my friend Landon today, and he's telling me how he uses OBS to do his lives and stuff, because I'm using Ecamm. He uses OBS and Zoom. And he's getting this thing. It's a device where he can, with the push of a button, he can change the lights. He can have sound effects and stuff. It's called a Stream Deck, and it's really, really cool. And then he told me, he said, "Oh, and you can program it so that people who are watching your live can comment and if they use a certain hashtag, it will change your lights, for example, or so you could program it that this hashtag will do this on my end. And I was like, get out of here, because Ray just said, I wish I had a button on my end that I could press that reminds Bobby to breathe. And I was like, look at that. That's what that is. So I'm going to see if I can get that going one of these days. And then you can remind me to breathe without, all of a sudden my lights will turn off or something. Rupert says, I could have gone with, I thought the sun rose in your eyes. These are lyrics to songs, right? But you know what? Sometimes I read the lyrics to songs and I can't think of the song. So I don't know why. Sometimes I recognize them right away. Who's this? Is this Deb? I mean, many times, Ray, Rupert, I could have gone. Deb says, I ran some intuitive courses, intuitive art. This thing's on my screen. Go away. Hang on, something's blocking this. Sorry. I ran some intuitive art courses, and what made me feel inadequate was that there were some experienced artists that came to that that were already selling their art. I haven't sold my paintings and drawings. I just do it as a hobby or to possibly create something else from it. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you can get intimidated. When I think I told the story once. When I joined my band for the first time, we were in college, and my friend was in a band and they needed a singer, and I joined the band. And we went to a show. We went to a showcase thing. And I felt really intimidated because the guys in my band had been playing out for a while and with a different singer, and now I was new to the band. But this was the first time I was in a band. I hadn't really sung much, aside from at home or at practice. But now we were at the showcase with other bands, and this one band had been together for 10 years, and I just felt like I didn't fit, And so when, somebody asked me, what do you do? And I was just like, oh, I'm a web designer, blah, 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 or something. No, I was in college at the time. And so I was a college student, not a web designer yet. And so my friend, the guitar player, he took me aside later. He's like, when people ask you what you do, you're a musician, dude. You're a musician, you're a singer, you're a rock star. That's what you are. You don't tell them you're a college student or some bullshit. You're a musician, you're a rock star, you're a singer. Say that. And I was like, you gotta own it. You wanna be it, you gotta own it. So I owned it. And that was that. Where am I? I ran some to, that was Deb. Hector. And now everything's up there. You know what? I got to leave you up there because my screen keeps putting this thing in front of it. All right. At age 13, my grandfather told me, if I'm still drawing tomorrow, then I'm an artist. Oh, that's cool. I'm happy he planted that seed. Very good. I like that. Rupert says, yes, that's what I meant. She is a not photographer. Okay. I'm sorry, buddy, but I don't know what that means. She is a not photographer. Because she said, I'm not a photographer, so you said she is a not photographer. Like, she's not a photographer? Sometimes the text doesn't work for me, and I don't get everything. I apologize for that. Do you create art to please others, or do you just create art, says Jimbo. That's it. Do you just create art? If you just create, then you're a creator. Good reminder. Rupert says, what's the difference between an entertainer and an artist? An entertainer does things to please others. An artist does it for themselves. There you go. Same concept. And then he says, the way to think of the better thing is we each know something that the other doesn't. We might be better at one thing and worse at another. Very good. It's not a case of being better or worse. It's just a case of being different. Absolutely. And that was actually the last thing that I didn't read. As an artist, we need to just embrace our uniqueness. It's not that your perception is that that's better than the thing you made because maybe you like it and maybe you're looking at it and going, wow, I wish I knew how to do that technique or use that tool, or I'm a sculptor and I wish I knew how to paint, or I wish I'm a singer but I wish I sounded like that person instead of the way I sound. Well, it's okay to like them and it's okay to want to emulate them or to learn from them. But you gotta learn how to embrace your uniqueness. And when you can do that, you'll be happier. So that's a great way to think of it. It's not about being better or worse. It's about being different. And different is unique. Who wants to be like everybody else anyway? That'd be boring. Ray says, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Oh, the button thing. Yeah. Rupert says, I thought the sun rose in your eyes the first time ever I saw your face. Oh, yeah. Okay, I know that song. All right. Let's not make this a thing where everybody's throwing lyrics at me and I don't know the words. Because I know lyrics like the back of my hand, and for some reason I didn't know the first, I didn't recognize the first line of that. But thank you for giving me that one. And let's see, and Karina is here. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Own it. Yes, glad I popped in. Yes, absolutely, own it. Robin says, Bobby, the non-photographer, I think is a joke to that girl, in my opinion. Yeah, that's what I thought, but I didn't get it. And sometimes just reading the text, it's like maybe there's an inflection that I missed, and I wasn't sure. So I didn't want to harp on it. James says, what is that? An Egg McMuffin? I enjoy the process, the feel of the pencil or pen or knife or paintbrush. Dude, by the way, Landon showed me the rabbits. They're really, really cool. The smell of the inks, the mess. Sometimes I produce garbage. Sometimes I do cool shit. I don't really care. I remember the process a hell of a lot more than the outcome in most cases. That's awesome. I agree with that. I love that. Keep up, Bobo. Keep up. Okay, so whoever here is new to Daily Fuel, one of the running jokes that we have is that because I do my spiel and you guys are commenting, the comments come in as I'm saying things, but by the time I get to read your comment, 5 minutes have passed and I don't remember what the heck I said that made you comment that. So as you see, people like Robin have gotten wise to this and write these essays that give me all the context so that I know what you're talking about. But when new people come into the group and join Daily Fuel, they don't know that. And it's funny because I don't know what the hell anyone's talking about. So let's see. That's the last comment. So Jim, you get the Booby Prize today. And just check your mailbox. It'll be there real soon. I'll send it out tonight. And that's it. So guys, thank you so much. Oh, I didn't mean to clap that loud near the mic. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. The question was, am I an artist? If you're watching this, the answer is yes, you are. So you're saying you're easy to confuse. You shouldn't have let me know that. Yeah, where's my delete people from the group button? You reading and getting confused is part of why watching is enjoyable. It is, right? It's a lot of fun. It's actually one of my favorite parts is when I don't know what the heck the comments about. I love when that happens. I think it's very funny. All right, now I'm really leaving. What time is it? Because I gotta go soon. Gotta pick up my daughter, and I still gotta get wine because I'm gonna have wine later. But I didn't get any with you guys. So yeah, usually Friday nights I have wine on the lives. But like I said, I gotta drive. Good night, folks, says Rupert. Good night. Love you, brother. Peace on you. Thanks, buddy. I'll see you soon. Guys, have a great night. And tomorrow, Saturday, we'll be here tomorrow. Thank you. Let me see. Happy Friday, says Robin. Thanks. Oh, and there's more, everybody. Okay. I'm done. Goodbye.